Hello, it's me again with another episode on finances. Today we are going to talk about lifestyle inflation, or what people call lifestyle creep. So what is lifestyle inflation? Lifestyle inflation is the desire to spend more on luxuries as income increases. That is, making luxuries a necessity. What are some of the examples of lifestyle inflation? Let me give you some examples of lifestyle inflation. The transition between being a student and being employed. You might find as a student you are living in a hostel or you are living in a single room. The moment you get employed, the first thing you do, you move maybe into a one bedroom or a bigger house. That will have increased your rent. So making the one bedroom, which of course the one bedroom is a luxury. So that one is one example of lifestyle inflation. Another one, you might be cohabiting with friends. Then all of a sudden you get a job. What do? You move out. You no longer need the roommates, so you start living alone. That's another example of lifestyle inflation. Another example of lifestyle inflation: subscriptions. You might be in a situation where you can't afford subscriptions. For example, Netflix. But the moment you get an increase in income, maybe let's say from a promotion at work or a good business year or something, now you go get the subscription. That one is also another example of lifestyle inflation. You didn't really die without the subscriptions. You could live without the subscriptions, but you went and got them either way. Another example of lifestyle inflation is, moving. Like, for example, you live in a certain place, then all of a sudden you get a boost in income. What do? You move to some leafy suburb, some good place where rich people live. So those are some of the examples of lifestyle inflation. What causes lifestyle inflation? One, marketing and advertising. Sometimes you don't need to, yes, you might have got the increase in income, but the way advertisements come through and these companies and their marketing, you really feel like you really need to get that thing they are selling. For example, you might want to get weights. They keep on advertising weights, the way they are good, 5-in-1 workout machine, you go get it. And you will never even use it. You'll just use it for the first 1 week and it will just be there, dead weight, literally, in your store or in your spare bedroom or wherever it is that you keep it. Another example is peer pressure. You might just have gotten that job, but now you see the way your friends are wearing the big suit, the good shoes. So you also want to look like them. You've been holding on, you've been wearing tattered shoes for too long. Now you have to wear like them, Why should they laugh at you now? Now you're also a big man, big boss. So you go buy expensive clothes and whatever. It's not like you are walking naked. The clothes you had, they were fairly nice. So that's another cause of lifestyle inflation. Another cause is indulgences in things that you previously couldn't afford. For example, you couldn't afford some certain drink. You are just a guy in your house. You don't have a cabinet with alcohol or a cabinet with some expensive fancy drinks. But what do you do when you get that raise? You have to keep at least 3 bottles of whiskey and a decanter there, so that you can be sipping every day after work. That is one that is one cost. That is what I'm talking about when I say indulgences that were previously unavailable. The other one is bad company. If you keep bad company, they will advise you wrongly. You keep bad company, they will tell you, why are you living like this? You got that promotion. Your business is making a killing. Why are you living like this? Buy this, buy that, do that, go for that vacation, go for that trip. Lifestyle inflation. That is what causes it. What are some of the symptoms or signs of lifestyle inflation? One, having credit cards. If you can't buy it outright and in cash, it means you can't afford it. More interest, more pressure. You can't afford it. You're just buying it to finance a luxury. You don't need a credit card to buy anything. Buy it cash. If you can't afford it by cash, you can't afford it, then leave it. Secondly, high interest loans. There are so many lending apps in the market right now that are giving out loans at crazy interest. Don't fall for that trap. You will just get yourself in a cycle where you have to pay, then you get a loan again so that you can sustain yourself. And they are very exorbitant. You can get an app is giving you a loan at a 50% interest to be paid in 2 weeks. The third sign for lifestyle inflation is spending to show off. Why do you need to buy that blender and have it in your kitchen, in its box, in fact, when you don't even take fruits home, you don't carry fruits home, you just buy fruits from somewhere else and you eat them there? You buy the blender, you blend once, you realize it's hectic washing a blender after blending some juice or some food in it, grating some food, and then you don't use it anymore. You just opt to take your fruit juice in some vendor somewhere, but you just bought it maybe so that when people, or when you have visitors, when they come into your kitchen, they can see, oh, this guy has a blend. You're just spending to show off. Why buy a shoe worth 10,000 shilling, a shoe that you'll be even afraid to wear because you don't want it to get torn, or you don't want it to be stolen? You'll be wearing it like once a month. When you have a super important event that you have to attend, that is only when you'll be wearing that shoe. It can wait. You don't have to like buy it right away the moment you get an increase in cash. So that is spending to show off. What are some of the effects of lifestyle inflation? First of all, it lowers our chances of wealth creation. Remember, you just got an increase in income. Now you're also spending that increase in income the moment it has come. So when will you save? There won't be time to save. There won't be money to save, because the little money you got an increase of, you are spending it on luxuries and other things. That money you could have saved. You could have just maintained your lifestyle and saved that money. The second effect of lifestyle inflation is lower chances for financial freedom. Lifestyle inflation will mess up your chance for financial freedom. You have just said you're spending it as it comes. You've earned an increase in salary, an increase in profits, but you're just spending it. When will you invest? Without investment, there's no wealth creation. There's no financial freedom. The third effect of lifestyle inflation is spending on acquired luxuries. For example, to explain the point, you used to drive a Toyota, let's say a Toyota Lactis. All of a sudden, you get a small increase in salary, maybe from a promotion, let's say from a promotion. Then you get a Subaru Outback. And maybe you're even financing that. You're being financed by a bank or something. First of all, the maintenance for the Lactis is not the same as the maintenance for the Subaru. The spare parts prices will go higher. The servicing or labor cost will go higher. Everything would have gone higher. It would have gone up in terms of prices. And a second example, let's say you are living in maybe a single room, and now you have moved onto a one bedroom. The utilities from a single room are not the same as the utilities from a one bedroom. Maybe in the single room you are using one bulb. Now you're in a one bedroom, you need at least 3 bulbs. That means a higher cost of electricity. Same as water, same as cleaning, same as everything. You are using everything more now that you're in one bedroom as opposed to when you're in a single room. You can just delay that gratification for a while as you sort yourself out. After you have attained the financial freedom and you have had some investments, you have created some wealth, now you can do as you like. You can shift. Okay. The other effect of lifestyle inflation is overdependence on a high income. Now that your salary has been increased and you have moved into a one bedroom, you are not driving a Subaru Outback, maybe you need that high income to sustain that kind of lifestyle. So you are very dependent on that income. God forbid anything happens, you are fired, or maybe your business starts performing poorly. What do? You are now in a one bedroom house, you are driving a Subaru. What else? You be so much dependent on that high income. It will even make you crazy things. It will even open a way for even people at your workplace, maybe your bosses, to take advantage of you, because they know if they fire you, you have nowhere to go. And you will do anything to please your bosses or anyone, so long as you keep your high-paying job. Overdependence on high income. The last effect I have for you today of lifestyle inflation is reduced purchasing power. You have your money spread so thin on so many things. Now you are paying a bigger rent. You are driving a more expensive vehicle that requires much higher maintenance, etc. So your money is spread everywhere. You are paying a loan for that, maybe car. You have credit card debt that you have to be deducted every end month. So you have no cash to spend. Literally, after you get your paycheck, everything is is deducted everywhere. You have nothing. You will be living in a big house with no food because you don't have cash with you. Everything that you get just goes to payments, bills, subscriptions, and such and such. So yeah, those are some of the effects of lifestyle inflation. Moving on, avoidance of lifestyle inflation. Before we continue, kindly subscribe to my channel, share the link to my channel, to my videos. I will really, really appreciate it. 1. Gradual changes. Now that the increase in income is here, it's your money. It's not going anywhere. Take your time. Reconcile your mind with the new income that you are receiving. Open a fixed account for like 6 months. First, save that extra income. If anything, just save that extra income for 6 months. That will give you time to cool down your mind, to clear your mind, to reconcile your mind with that increase in income. And you will find that you will now be able to budget for it correctly, without rush, without pressure, or without any of the causes that we have discussed earlier. If possible, if you have debt, just commit the extra income towards a debt for at least 6 months so that your mind can cool. As you calm your mind, you can also invest the extra income. Before you spend it, invest it. You can invest in anything. That's a whole other video we'll talk about later. But you can just invest the cash for the time being as you calm your mind and as you reconcile to the new income situation that you are in. The second point, delay gratification. Do not rush into things. Reconcile your mind with the new reality. It is your money, as I said earlier. It's not going anywhere. Put that money in an account somewhere, save it. Then after a few months, let's see how you feel about it now. Let's see how you feel about that new blender you wanted. Let's see how you feel about that expensive shoe you wanted. Let's see about how you feel about that expensive watch, about how you feel about that Subaru you wanted to upgrade to. You can help yourself delay the gratification by, for example, let's say you have a kid, or you needed to take a certain course or a certain to study something. Take that extra income, dedicate it to paying the fees. If you have a kid who has not yet gone to school, take the extra income, save it in a college fund or something, or in an account where you intend to use that money for the kid's education. If it's on your own, just go register for the course you want to study, make a down payment of the fees. You'll have no otherwise but to pay the fees. So at least that money will have not gone on things that would have otherwise been just luxuries. At least you'll get an education out of it. That will help you very much in delaying the gratification to waste that money on luxuries and things that are not really that important. The other point is you need to align your spending with your goals. For example, you are a YouTuber, let's assume like me, and you've been looking forward to buying an expensive camera, maybe let's say a camera for shooting your videos. You need to upgrade from shooting with your phone to shooting with a real camera. But what happens when maybe you get some extra income, then the first thing you do is go buy an expensive phone. Maybe the camera in the expensive phone is good, but does it have features like the ones in the real camera? No. So you need to align your spending with your goals. Another example, let's say for example, you want to upgrade the laptop you edit your videos on. So what good is it that you go buy a new phone, let's say an iPhone 14, when you could have just gone and bought a really, really good laptop that you can use for editing? A phone, no matter how expensive it is, it's always limited in whatever it can do as compared to a computer or a PC. So align those goals. Align those goals with your spending, or align your spending with your goals, okay? The other thing that will help you in avoidance of lifestyle inflation is paying off debt. You've got that increase in income. The first thing before when you spend or save, if you have debt, tackle that debt. Tackle that debt head on. The extra income, divert it all to paying debt. What will this help with? First of all, financial freedom. The cash that you are committing now to debt will help you clear that debt faster and quicker. If you are paying for a home, it will help you complete the payments for the home faster and quicker, which means you will own the home quicker. If it was just debt, it will help you complete that debt quicker. Financial freedom. After you complete that debt, you now have room to do what? To invest, to save, and to do such other things. So, to avoid lifestyle inflation, if you have debt, commit to paying debt fast. Can you imagine a situation whereby you commit your cash to paying the debt, or you upgrade to a Subaru, which is also being financed by a bank? So what have you done? You have just increased your debt. In fact, you have not even helped yourself, which gets us back to the causes again, or to the effects of lifestyle inflation. You end up in debt again. So the moment you get that increase in income, commit the extra income in paying debt if you're in debt. Have a budget and expense tracker. Do you know how these ones help? They give you the realization as to whatever acquired expenses are costing you. The moment you have an expense tracker, you will realize that maintaining a Subaru is very expensive compared to maintaining a Toyota Ractis. You will see the difference in spare part prices. You will see the difference between fuel consumption. You will see every little increment that whatever lifestyle inflation has made you go to is costing you. So keep a budget, keep an expense tracker. They will save your money. They will save your life. Trust me. Those are the two things I cannot survive with, even if I wanted to. And the moment you have a budget and an expense tracker, people out here will think you're rich. But it is just because they help you manage your finances better. So whatever amount of money you get, you know what amount and where to take it to. You don't just spend for the sake of. All that being said, I know it feels like I'm vilifying lifestyle inflation. Lifestyle inflation does not have to be a bad thing. In fact, lifestyle inflation can be the best thing that can ever happen to you. You can't live in that single room forever. You'll never drive that Toyota Ractis forever. You see? So there are some things that you can do. You can invest in your wellness and well-being. Instead of moving into a crowded, rich suburb where every middle class is living there, you can just move to a place where the environment is clean, it's less noisy, it's a good environment to bring your kids up. You can move from urban centers to outskirts, at least the outskirts of an urban center, where even rent is cheaper, maybe, and the air is cleaner, and there's less interference and such influences, which are not good to maybe your values or the kids you're bringing up. You can also invest in healthier food. Maybe you are eating a lot of junk food, maybe because organic food is a bit expensive. Now, instead of having a lifestyle inflation whereby now you go even to buying machines for making the junk foods and whatever, and buying more processed foods and fizzy drinks, you can invest in eating healthy. Another thing that comes from positive life inflation is that you can always sell, or you can make extra money from what you have upgraded from. For example, you have invested and you have saved, you have gained your financial freedom, and now you can afford to buy the Subaru Outback. You can get the Toyota Ractis, you sell it, and that's also income. So not everything about lifestyle inflation is bad. I'm not vilifying it. I'm just saying we have to be cautious with it. Otherwise, we land on the wrong side of the financial world. So that's it for me, guys, for today and for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you have watched up to here, I know you have gained massively. So thank you very much. Again, subscribe to my channel, share this video with your friends, like, comment. I will really, really appreciate it.